Hello students, today I am going to start chapter 5 Reproduction in Plants. Let's begin the topic sexual reproduction in plants. As I have already told you, male and female reproductive parts of the flower. Male reproductive part of the flower is stamen. It consists of two parts, that is thread-like structure you can see known as filament, and at the tip of filament a knob-like structure known as anther. Okay. Next, female reproductive part of the flower is pistil. It consists of three parts: stigma, style, and ovary. So pistil is female reproductive part of the flower and stamen is the male reproductive part of the flower. Now, how the sexual reproduction takes place in plants? So this is the anther. Okay, so anther consists yellow colored fine particles inside them. You can see in your textbook also labeling is given. Okay, so anther consists yellow colored fine particle inside them, which is known as pollen grains. What do you call it? Pollen grains. So when the pollen grain meet with the female reproductive part of the flower, it results into the development of seed. So this process is known as sexual reproduction in plants. Okay, later on when the seed get a proper condition such as sunlight, water, soil, then it result or grow into a new plant. So how the pollen grains meet to the female reproductive part and how it develops the seed, we will discuss step by step. Now, fertilization in a flowering plant. This fertilization process takes place after pollination. First, what happened? Pollen grains transfer from anther to stigma. Up to here it is pollination. Now after pollination what happened? Fertilization start. So as pollen grain come to the stigma, what happened? Stigma started to secrete a sugar containing liquid. Okay, it started to secrete a sugar containing liquid. Then pollen grain respond to that liquid. How? By forming a tube like structure which is known as pollen tube. Now inside the pollen tube, male gamete is present. Okay, now this pollen tube grow towards the female basal part, that is the ovary, and from ovary it move towards the ovule which is present inside the ovary. You can see this is ovary, inside the ovary ovule is present. So and inside the ovule what is present? Female gamete. As the pollen tube reach to the ovule, what happened? The tip of the tube is open and it releases the male gamete into the ovule. Already the female gamete is there. So as the male gamete release, it fuse with the female gamete which result into the fertilization. And after fertilization, new cell is formed which is known as zygote. Now, after the formation of zygote, the rest part of the flower, that is stamen, pistil, petals, sepals, they all get dry and fall off. So the part which is left, it is only the ovary, and inside the ovary, ovule. Ovary develop into the fruit and ovule develop into the seed. Okay, inside the ovule, zygote is formed. So zygote transform into the embryo and they are taking the food from the ovule. So ovary develop into fruit and ovule develop into the seed. As you all have seen seed, right now I have told you that seed is developed from ovule. Okay, so very commonly you are familiar with the rajma seed, you all have seen. If you look its structure, it is bean shaped or kidney like, and if you will touch the seed, you are able to notice that seed having the outermost part of the seed is very hard, tough. Okay, so that tough part or outer covering is known as seed coat, which protect the embryo. Inside seed, embryo is present. So this seed coat help or protect the embryo. Okay, next, when you will view its internal part, you are able to see cotyledons, plumule and radicle. So the function of cotyledon is to provide the initial growth for the plant, as well as it act as an energy source. Okay, next you can see this leaf-like portion. This leaf portion is known as plumule. When a seed germinate, plumule develop into the shoot system which grow above the ground level. Okay, now you can see this is the radicle. So radicle is also one of the part which arise from the this small opening which grow downward, means towards the ground. On germination, when seed germinate, this radicle develop into the root. What is germination? The process by which a seed grow into a young plant or seedling is called germination. Okay, so as you can see here how the seed grow into a seedling or young plant. But there are some conditions which help the seed to germinate. So what are the conditions? Sunlight, air, water and warmth, temperature. Okay, so on getting all these conditions, seed become soft. And as the seed becomes soft, its outer coat, that is hard coat, become break. Okay, so as it become break, the first part you can see here which emerge from the seed, germinating seed, that is radicle, which later on develop into the root. Okay, and this root is below the ground level. And here you can see above the ground level, this is the plumule which later on develop into the shoot. Now as the seedling absorb more nutrient and water from the soil, plant grow in size and you can see it develop more leaves. Later on you can see seed shrink and disappear. Now this seedling grow in size and become a new plant.